In this setup, each item weighs about a pound a piece, give or take. It's not very far off. These black diamonds weigh exactly a pound each. So there's about 7 pounds here, and I guarantee you that this will keep you warmer than a 3-piece military system. And it's going to be a whole lot more comfortable too. I've decided to make a quick video on my winter sleep system. And this will be for Hammock specifically. This is all DIY except for one cheat. So I'll just go through them real quick. This is a top quilt with a foot box sewn into it. This is a secondary top quilt that can fit right over the top. I've installed plastic snaps everywhere that will help it stay together. This is a pillow that was from like Walmart or something, and I didn't like it. It was too heavy duty, so I took the guts out of it and I put some pieces of a memory foam mattress that I had torn up. This is a large piece of Reflectix, just single layer. This is a 3rd double black diamond blanket. This is a 3/4 underquilt that is 2 double black diamonds thick, and it's got some shot cord and stuff on it. I made that last year. And this is the cheat. This is a full length one tigress. This is their 3-season model. And then added with that, I'm about 5'11", so added with that is a small puffy coat. It's a North Face. These are just a little bit too short. They need about 2 more squares on them. So another 8 inches to really wrap around you. I've also got this Tyvek. It's basically a windbreak. This is another underquilt that I'll get more into and I'll show you that I made. I just bought it off of Amazon. It was like 17 bucks for the material, and it's not the normal Tyvek that makes all the noise and is rigid. This is the same stuff they make like chem suits out of, so it's more pliable, softer, quieter, that type of thing. With that, I'm going to put all of this together and show you what it looks like. What I like about this system is the modularity. You can use it from summertime all the way down to the coldest of cold. I mean, I'm not going to like Shug ranges, you know, -40 and stuff like that. Down into the 20s, the teens, into the single digits. It's not a problem at all. And like I say, I've never needed more than what I have right there. I've got an additional foot box that would go right in there and just add to it. And then I generally don't even use this blanket. I use the one tigress underquilt because it's full length, and I just didn't have anything that was full length. And it seemed to be cheaper just to go ahead and grab the underquilt. Plus, I have a totally separate, my wife will never go winter camping, so if I have a completely separate summer setup, which I do, she can use that underquilt. I can use a 3/4 underquilt. Every single one of these things can be taken off one at a time to be able to turn them into something that would be suited for whatever temperature it was, or whatever person was sleeping in it, because people sleep different. This Reflectix is between the Tyvek and the outer underquilt. I'm going to go outside the meat wagon and show you out there, so it's going to be how it's actually going to look. So after all that, that's how it's going to hang. I think the key to all of this that a lot of people miss is that your gear should be keeping you warm. Not a fire, not hand warmers in your foot box. Those are all things that can go away, or you get up to stoke a fire in the middle of the night, or it gets too warm and you kick your covers off, then you wake up freezing. If you're camping, it's all about a good night's sleep, which is going to make you enjoy the next day. So your gear should be keeping you warm from start to finish. You shouldn't be dependent on anything else. And I know I'm inside a little shelter here, and I get that, but I've slept with this out underneath tarps and in the same kind of weather, wind. That's what this Tyvek stops wind from going through. So in reality, if you've got a good tarp, it's the same as what I'm going to be using here. I just use this because this is my little hunting setup that I take with me wherever I go, and I want to test it out in the cold weather. In this setup, each item weighs about a pound a piece. These black diamonds weigh exactly a pound each. So there's about 7 pounds here, and I guarantee you that this will keep you warmer than a 3-piece military system, and it's going to be a whole lot more comfortable too. This stuff right here is one of the keys. This weighs nothing, and it really is the difference, can be the difference between being cold and being warm. That's it. Obviously there's no air getting through that from a wind perspective, but it's more of a cold spot eliminator because you can't compress it. And it's also got the Mylar for reflection, and you can't beat that. If you haven't seen any of my other videos from when I was making the meat wagon, I'll just give you a quick rundown. I've got a metal support going from the floor up to the corner, and then it comes across. You can see it telescopes right there so that it fits perfect, and then there's a hole drilled and a pin put in it, so it's exactly the same every time. And then your metal goes down to the corner again. Essentially what we have is my personal perfect hang every single time. It's exactly the same way. You can check my other videos out on the meat wagon and what I use it for, kind of a toy hauler / camping vehicle, so that when I go hunting, I don't have to take a tent, I don't have to do anything like that. I just haul my 4-wheeler inside the meat wagon, and we're ready to go. So it's 35 degrees out right now, and I just laid in here for 15 minutes, and it is way too warm. It's warm enough that like I want to take my coat off, but I can just tell right now that this is so warm that most likely it's going to be too warm for my trip this weekend. I'll have it all with me anyway, because if I need it and don't have it, I'll sing a different tune.